Yesterday when you're showing your documents and then people are trying to raise their hands, or you can't see them, so we don't know who's raising their hand a lot of the time. So maybe you can let Chairman Lancaster give them an idea of who's raising their hand, because once you put the screen up for the document, it shrinks the screen for the individuals online.
Okay, Commissioner Glick, I think what we can do is if we have something we're going to share, we'll share it, talk to it, and then take it off and then have conversation after that.
Okay.
Then we'll be able to see the hand.
Just a warning,
Director Gebhardt, we are live and going.
Okay. Thank you, Kayla. Commissioner Lancaster, before you start the meeting, I might just make one recommendation or modification to the agenda, just because we're virtual, is maybe not do the Pledge of Allegiance and the audience introductions. It gets a little cumbersome. So if you're okay with that, that would be my recommendation to you.
I'm okay with it. I figured.
And I've messaged, could you please identify yourself? But
Probably end up going that way. Oh, wait. We're ready to bring this meeting to order. Just pretend I hit the gavel on the table, I guess. We would like to pass on 1 through 4, or do we got to do a roll call though, right? For commissioners.
Have to establish a quorum.
Yes, thank you. And is Ron Cayley available to do a roll call?
Yes, Chairman, I'm here.
Thank you. You could do a roll call for us, that'd be great.
Chairman Lancaster,
Present.
Vice Chairman Glick,
Here.
Ron Cayley, Secretary, is here. Chairman Geis. Chairman Geis. Chairman Cott.
Here.
Chairman Little.
Here.
Chairman Purcell.
Here.
Chairman Zucker. Chairman Zucker.
You need to attend. He's excused.
Chairman Wagner.
Here.
Chairman Yankee.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thanks, Ron, for doing that. We will start with item number 5 on your agenda. It's the approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chairman.
Sorry, Brandon. Go ahead.
I believe Select Water also needs to call to order.
Thank you. That's right. Time to Senator Hicks.
Mr. Chairman, I would go ahead and convene this meeting of the Select Water Committee, and if I could have staff call roll, please.
Mr. Chairman. Senator Agar.
Excuse.
Senator Anselmi Dalton.
here.
Senator Dockstader.
Here.
Senator Driscoll.
Excused.
Chairman Hicks.
Here.
Senator Moniz.
Here.
Representative Blake.
Here.
Representative Eklund.
Here.
Representative Hunt.
Excuse.
Representative Larson.
Here.
Representative Paxton,
Here.
and Representative Simpson.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Have I missed any other item? Brandon, are we okay to go on to approval of minutes?
Yeah, you're good, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Could we have a motion to approve the minutes of October 9th, 2020?
I'll
Mr.
make
Chairman,
a-
so moved.
Second.
Motion to approve the minutes of October 9th by Commissioner Little, seconded by Commissioner Cayley. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Opposed, if any? Thank you. We move to item 6 and turn that to Brandon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 6 is closeout memos. We've got 3 of them present today. And looking at the agenda, we might shuffle the order just a little bit because Kevin Boyce is going to do 2, the Lander Test Well and the Torrington Master Plan. So I'll let him do those 2, followed by Chase after that. Kevin, go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Commission members. Good morning, Select Water Committee members. My name is Kevin Boyce. I'm on your planning staff. First off is the final project closeout memo for the Lander Test Well as a level 2 phase 1. This does not complete the project, but does complete the phase 1 of the project. Sponsored the city of Lander, Wyoming. This was authorized in 2018 session, chapter 94, out of our new development account 1 with an appropriation of $2,340,000. I'll talk a little bit more about that appropriation. The current contract is with Wyoming Groundwater LLC, based out of Laramie. Contract was executed June 20th, 2018 with original contract amount of $2,335,000. The interim contract balance as of the completion of phase 1 is $1,772,670.16. The contract savings will be determined at the end of the, with completion of the level 2 phase 2. I just want to talk about that. The appropriation, this appropriation was completed in when we were finishing our, what I would call our legacy consultant selection, where the planning staff determined the budgets for these appropriations, whereas now it's the estimated cost proposed by the consultants. This appropriation had a very large value because we, at that time, the 2009 level 1 Lander study recommended a test well, and this was to fund the test well. The large funding was because the test well was going to be a 3,000-foot test to the what's that formation? I can't remember the formation, but it was a 3,000-foot test well to the Flathead Formation, sandstone. So we had a goodly sum applied to this project. However, in the consultant selection in 2018, we had a consultant team that came in and advised against that test well, just because it would be purely a test well. It would have been a wildcat type test well, and they advised against that. That team was selected, and the alternative for this project would be an alluvial aquifer testing. So anyway, the city of Lander diverts its water from the Middle Fork of the Paposia. They treat that water. and water flows to storage tanks in town. The level 2 study was tasked to identify and investigate a groundwater resource in the vicinity of the city's water treatment plant to reduce costs for transmission. The groundwater resource in that aquifer of the Poposia River would provide an emergency groundwater supply. It would reduce the risk of water supply deficit caused by late season drought and regulation. It would provide a supplemental water supply during seasonal use and future demand, and would provide a dual supply, in other words, operational versatility that would, for a groundwater supply that would complement the treated surface water supply. The findings in the level 2 study, 4 production wells were installed in the alluvial aquifer on the west side of the river on state-owned property, just northeast of the water treatment plant, between the water treatment plant and the city's 4 million gallon storage tank. The conceptual design and cost estimate were developed for a 4-well well field with a production capacity of approximately 1.6 million gallons per day. The estimated cost of connecting the new wells to Lander system is $1,314,000. And you will see this application later today. In other words, Lander 3's level 3 application. The phase 2 of this study will continue to determine water treatment plant operation recommendations, considering a dual source water supply, a future feasibility of a Ranny well emplacement, rehabilitation of the Lander well number 1, a 3,300 foot well drilled in 1942 that still flows, continued groundwater level monitoring in the alluvial well field, and a possibility of MPA analysis to determine groundwater under influence of surface water, if that is a possibility. A hearing was held in Lander last month on the 13th at the Lander Community Center as required by statute. Reports will be online. The staff recommends advancement of a 4-well field construction project to manifold the level 2 production wells into Lander's existing supply infrastructure. And that's my conclusion on that closeout memo. If there's any questions, I'll entertain those.
Any questions or discussion on that?
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Purcell. I notice in here you, on the proposed motion, you talk about level 3, phase 1. Won't that be done during this meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Mr. Chairman, I will.
you're saying it's a duplicate motion?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion. I move acceptance of the Lander Test Well Phase 1 project report as being complete. And further, the WWDC makes the following findings relative to this report: that the commission recommend proceeding to level 3 of phase 1 project development on the submittal of an appropriate funding application by the sponsor. 2, based on the findings of the final report, the project is determined to be in the public interest. And 3, the project functions and service cannot realistically be provided by any person, association, or corporation engaged in private enterprise.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
So that was moved by Commissioner Purcell, seconded by Commissioner Little. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Nay. Motion carried. Next item, Salt Creek Edgerton Midwest Master Plan.
Actually, Mr. Chairman, we've reshuffled. I'm going to do the Torrington
Back to you.
closeout, and then
Oh,
Chase DeVelli will do the Salt Creek. closeout. That's okay with you?
Okay.
Okay,
You
so
bet.
next up, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Final project closeout memo for the Torrington Water Master Plan Level 1, sponsor City of Torrington, Goshen County. Keith Clary was the original project manager. In Keith's absence, I have completed this study for him. Keith is returning, however. Authorizing legislation was in 2019, Chapter 105, out of New Development Account 1 with appropriation of $174,000. Contract was with AVI PC out of Cheyenne. Contract was executed March 22nd of last year. Original contract amount $173,830. Final contract amount $168,254.90 with a savings to be reverted back to account 1 of $5,575.10. The City of Torrington has a population of 7,500 and operates a municipal system of 3,000 taps. Torrington's source is from groundwater exclusively from the valley fill alluvium of the North Platte River. That groundwater is treated at a central plant by reverse osmosis, blending and chlorination because of the uranium and sometimes nitrate contents. The Level 1 Master Plan serves as a framework to establish project priorities and to perform financial planning necessary to meet those priorities. The plan also provides reconnaissance level information regarding costs and scheduling. As far as the project findings, the city water system is in good shape and well maintained by their utility staff. Another recommendation was that city should consider a supplemental well that can provide supply flows direct to the distribution system should the golf course well field or 24-inch transmission main be compromised. The city did apply for a groundwater grant to drill a new well, number 16. That was provided. That grant of $120,000 was approved by the Commission and Select Water at the March 20th meeting. Next, the city should address electrical power and backup power needs at their facilities. The city should develop a water main replacement program and schedule to replace existing 4-inch mains. A replacement of this replacement project would improve flows and provide better water quality and pressure throughout the system. Lastly, in summary, the city should review water rates and consider a 10% rate increase to generate reserve to complete those recommendations. In the closeout memo, there's a table showing those projects and those costs, and over a 20-year cycle, those would be a $13.6 million cost to complete those if the city wished to complete all those projects. Report presentation was completed this summer in July. Summaries and final report will be online. The WWDO staff recommends acceptance of the final report submittals and advises the commission that recommendations and cost estimates are suitable for the level 3 construction funding application that you will see later this morning. Thank you. If there's any questions.
Questions for Kevin on the Torrington master plan?
Mr. Chairman, this is John Eklund.
Go ahead.
A few years ago, we went into a plan that would include Scottsbluff, Nebraska to bring water. It seemed to me that we were going to bring it in after Guernsey and supply water to each of the towns and cities along the way. I'm presuming that, I know it fell apart. I'm presuming that's dead. It was done because I think uranium levels were too high in some of the water. Is the uranium's fine and the water quality's fine, or do these wells fix that problem?
Mr. Chairman and Representative Eklund, yes, in 2019, we completed the Platte Alliance Water Supply Level 2 study. And actually, we had a closeout for that at the last meeting, I believe. And I guess the answer to your question is that uranium levels have not gone down in some of these eastern Wyoming communities and western Nebraska communities. So those uranium nitrates, arsenic, etc., in those wells have not gone down. The Platte Alliance Water Supply Initiative has not died. It is still somewhat alive. There was governance committees formed in both Nebraska and in Wyoming. And in Wyoming, the governance committee was formed by the city of Torrington and Fort Laramie. Lingle was not included. Guernsey did not want to join at that time. So the plan is not dead. I think it's just gone dormant. Representative Eklund, we have the consultant who worked for us is still working, I think, for the Nebraska governance bodies, and has also made a couple of public presentations both in Nebraska and Wyoming recently on this study. So something still could emerge from this, the study we did as far as a project.
Mr. Chairman, can I break in here for just a quick second?
Yes, go ahead.
We're having a couple of technical difficulties and furiously trying to work them out on this end. It's possible this meeting is going to shut down momentarily and we'll have to log back in. So I